again, I'm Ruel Allende Jr. I oversee our Love and Liberation work at United Way. And Love and Liberation is essentially at the core of the work, a program that addresses the youth of color graduation rates. And so, how it connects to reconnecting work that Jamelia has worked talking about, we're working on preventative work, and we're learning, and what we've learned thus far in the last 70 years, the graduation rates of youth of color have essentially remained the same. Nothing has changed, nothing has done anything different. And so, one of the things that we're trying to really do is look at where we can have spheres of influence. And so that's in out of school time support services. We can't immediately address the actual issue of the education system because there's tremendous amounts of barriers. But what we can influence is helping those students in out of school programs, either before or after, and working primarily with organizations or experts in the specific communities that they're working in. And so, in that love and liberation model, we're using positive cultural identity, a connection to both history, to your own oneself, to build soft skills, hard skills, soft and hard skills, to build leadership development, build youth advocacy voice, youth voice as components of skills that you can utilize inside the school to reach academic success, whatever version that might be for a young person. So that they're both connected to their own history as a mechanism for their participation in getting a high school diploma. What's interesting about this is that this work is working with 15 nonprofits who are Black, Indigenous, people of color led, and that they're working to provide services specific to different racial and ethnic communities. And what's interesting about that is like you're seeing Black organizations use mentoring as a mechanism for that leadership development, or you're seeing Native American organizations use Native storytelling and theater as a mechanism to drive that work. So we're using what each ethnic or racial group has identified as a mechanism that works for them, thus ultimately getting to the sort of success that these populations are trying to shoot for. So that generally answers your question, but there's so many there's that primary benefit. The end of the day is that we're trying to increase the number of kids that graduate, and we're predicting that that could be up into the thousands per year across the work that we're doing with these particular organizations. But it's such a long-term project, as Karen was mentioning earlier. It's a 15-year pool of funding that we're getting to work with. And from that, you're learning year after year what is working, what is not working. And we hope that as we're doing this, we're creating best practices, policy recommendations that ultimately change the actual education system that says, here's what you need to do to make that graduation rate change. And so not only are we helping individuals, young people reach that version of success, but we're hoping to help those generations after that, the future generations of young people.